I don't know that it's difficult to find a mentor. I don't actually agree with that statement. I think that that's inaccurate, actually. I think it's easy to find someone, but getting the most out of that relationship is very different. Ultimately, a lot of people go in and they think that a mentor is going to spoon feed them information or what have you. They kind of work themselves up into thinking it's this big challenging thing to get someone to say yes to being their mentor. And I do think that there is folks who have mentoring fatigue because there's a lot of mentees who come to them expecting to be spoon-fed or given information or handheld through whatever experience that they're having, and they're not willing to do the work, both in coming to the mentor with a clear understanding of what they need, what their gaps are, what their opportunities are. They don't know themselves well enough to actually get the most out of guiding that. A mentoring relationship is absolutely two-sided, and often there is a perception that this person is like your fairy godmother or something, and that they're just going to change your life. And so I think that it's not actually difficult to get a mentor in the way that I think a lot of people frame it as difficult. I do think what can make you more successful in securing a mentor and having an effective mentoring relationship, again, is having clarity on where you're at, what you need, the gaps you're trying to close, being able to come to those conversations prepared with insights and information, context, so that you can say, hey, this is something I'm trying to accomplish or something I'm trying to achieve. This is the feedback I received. Here's how I interpreted that feedback. When I triangulated, this is what I understand. And so I'm looking for guidance on, is my plan of attack or my strategy for rectifying that a good one? Is it sound? Is there something else you might recommend? Have you had this experience? How might you navigate that? These are the players. Do you know them? Do you have a perception of how I should navigate partnering with them or working with them or what have you? So it's about coming to that conversation with just as much intention of giving information, giving context in order to receive sound guidance, support, and advice. Beyond that, I also think one of the things that can make a mentor-mentee relationship even more successful, and something that's easier to bear fruit, but also just make your mentor want to go out of their way to be supportive to you, is offering something. I believe that this is pertinent in any aspect of your career, whether that be mentoring, whether that be dealing with your manager or dealing with other people that you're working with throughout the organization, but you have to offer something before you ask for something. And so coming to your mentor or someone you would like to secure as a mentor and understanding what's going on in their world, how might you be of help to them, of service to them, because even in helping them, you might be able to learn something. I'd really like to learn this thing. Is there a way that I can support you while I learn and guide, or enable you to do something successful? I have a person in my life right now, we're extremely close, and I help them learn more about using, AI and technology every day, right? How do you integrate it into your everyday life? And that's one of those things that, he's not familiar with for various reasons. And now we have this opportunity to kind of exchange information, help one another grow, et cetera. So I'm giving something, and he's become, a profound voice in my head with respect to my own experiences and stuff. And so getting a mentor, securing a mentor, finding a mentor is actually not as challenging if you don't, A, make it sound like this crazy hard thing to do, and B, if you're actually prepared. And I think that's one of the biggest gaps that a lot of mentees come into these relationships with.
So let's take it back.
Sorry. There is a difference between a mentor, a coach, a sponsor, and a buddy, 100%. I would say a buddy is someone you can go to kind of with what you might perceive as a stupid question, often someone who's within a year or so of your own standing within the organization, and they're just someone where it's relatively low risk to engage them. Now that buddy can evolve into a peer mentor. As I got further into my career, a lot of my mentors are actually peers. They're just women, Black women especially, who are leading different pieces of work at different organizations or what have you, and we actually mentor each other because we all go through different experiences, and so we can offer things to each other. So you can have a peer mentor, but often a buddy is someone who's kind of more similar from a peer perspective. A coach is someone who often is external to your everyday experience. They're often external to your organization. You're going to bring them challenges. They're going to guide you often through questioning. A coach's experience is about developing you as a person, but you often bring to them the challenges and the opportunities that you have. They can be appointed by your organization, or you can go and source one for yourself. Myself being an executive coach, I have been paired with people for various reasons, both internal and external to my organization. A sponsor is someone who is familiar with you, familiar with your work, and can speak on your behalf, especially when they are in positions where they're in rooms that you're not in, where they can actually provide some feedback or create opportunities for you. They're going to put their rocket fuel into your tank and help send you off on your way. And often that can be something that feels very hands-on, but probably more often it feels completely kind of lack of touch. You may know this person, you may have coffee or lunch with them twice a year, but it's not this like super intimate relationship, but they are familiar with you, your work, your capabilities, etc., and they can advocate for you in your absence, especially because they happen to be in positions, I don't want to say of power, but they are empowered to do something meaningful for your career. A mentor is more tactical in nature, and I think that relationship requires, again, a give and a take. A sponsor doesn't necessarily always look for something in exchange, and honestly, mentors don't themselves, but I think you can have a more meaningful and fruitful relationship if you offer something to your mentor. So a mentor is going to be someone who you bring certain challenges to that are specific and explicit to your career. I would like to differentiate a coach and a mentor. Like, a coach is going to ask you questions to help you find the answer for yourself, whereas a mentor is going to give you examples from their own career or give you specific advice. Often people get those things flipped because in sports, a coach is directing the play. That's not what a coach is for outside of that. They're here to support you in uncovering things for yourself. Whereas a mentor is going to be someone who's going to say, actually, let me make those introductions. Here's how you should lay this out. And they're going to give you much more tactical descriptions of like what you should do and how you should do it, et cetera. And so like I've been obviously a coach, a mentor, a sponsor, and a buddy at times for various people. And like it's a very different role. Some are way more active, others are very opportunistic. I would say like my ability to be a successful sponsor to someone happens to often relate to the moment in time. Am I there when something really important for them is happening? Am I in the room when their name is being brought up and I'm able to advocate for them in a very particular way that enables something special to happen for them in their career as they move forward? So very different roles. There can be one leader or one person who plays all of those roles, but often not for the same person and not at the same time.